380 people die in road accidents every day. In fact, the latest figures say that there are about 50,000 hit-and-run accidents that happened in the last 3 years. Now, one of them that took place in 2002 involved superstar Salman Khan, and judgment came today, 13 years later, where the judge said that actor Salman Khan was under the influence of alcohol. Over the next half hour, we'll be talking to experts. We have Supreme Court lawyer and someone who's been working on hit-and-run cases, Dushyant Arora, and someone who's made it his life's mission to make sure that drunken driving ends, because he also was affected by losing his cousin in a road accident, Piyush Tiwari. We'll be speaking to both of them. We also hope to get to activist and former police officer Kiran Bedi. But before we speak to them all, let's just hear that those affected, those that really matter today, are of course the victims. Remember, one person died and 4 were injured. Let's just hear how the victim's family reacted to the news that actor Salman Khan had got 5 years sentence of jail. Of course, at the moment, he's got interim bail of at least 2 days.
The focus in this case has always remained on the actor, taking away from the plight of the families and the 5 people who actually had to suffer on that night. कलीम जी, हमसे बात करने के लिए शुक्रिया. सबसे पहले आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ, 13 साल के बाद सलमान खान को सजा दी है कोर्ट ने. क्या इस फैसले से आप सहमत हैं, खुश हैं?
अब सहमत कैसे होंगे, जब कुछ मिलेगा तब सहमत है कि ऐसे ही सहमत है.
क्या चाहते हैं आप लोग?
हमको मुआवजा चाहिए बस, चाहे सजा दो चाहे फांसी दो, हमसे नहीं मतलब.
राइट. ये बताइए, उस रात को आपने क्या देखा था जो आपने कोर्ट को भी बाद में बताया?
सलमान खान गाड़ी चला रहा था. जब भी एक्सीडेंट हुआ हमारा, गाड़ी वो चला रहा था, स्टीयरिंग तरफ से उसको उतरते देखा. बाएं से राइट साइड से सलमान खान उतरा और लेफ्ट साइड से उसका पुलिस बॉडीगार्ड उतरा, और उसके पीछे वाली सीट पे एक आदमी और कोई था. 3 आदमी थे उसमें.
हलीम जी, आप कलीम जी के भाई हैं. मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ, आप लोगों के लिए, परिवार के लिए कितना मुश्किल समय रहा है ये?
जब से छोटे आए बहुत से मुश्किल है. भाई काम नहीं करता, हम लोग कमाते हैं, बाकी तो बैठे रहते हैं घर से. 10 साल से कमा रहे थे, उसके बाद 10 साल से घर पे ही बैठे. हम लोग 3 छोटे थे तब से कमा रहे हैं. अब इंसाफ, उसको सजा होगी तो हमें क्या लाभ मिलेगा उससे? हमें कुछ मुआवजा मिल जाएगा, हम लोगों की परेशानियाँ दूर हो जाएंगी बस. और उसको सजा से हमसे क्या लाभ?
So, of course, the victims' families say they don't care how many years he gets. All they care for is how they will live their lives now. They'll care about compensation. These are things that many people are now commenting should be part of the Indian justice system. Compensation, community service, all the things that need to be fixed for the victims at least. Now, our first talking point, let's just get that. The verdict. Is it really a deterrent to drunk driving or not? Remember, the judge, when he was giving out this judgment, made references to 2 other drinking and driving cases. One, of course, Sanjeev Nanda BMW case. Let's not forget, it's a really famous, infamous case from the capital over here. And second case is also of Mumbai, the Alistair Pereira case, where Supreme Court upheld that he should get 3 years in jail, and he had, of course, mowed down 7 people. So, I guess I should first take this to you, Piyush, because it's part of what you do. Convincing people that they shouldn't be drinking and driving. How much will this case help in spreading your message?
See, this is a welcome judgment because it does tell people that there is justice eventually. But I would like to point out that the conviction rate in our country for road accident cases is less than 10%. So, majority of people...
For road accidents.
For road accidents.
And would we have figures for drinking and driving? And
So it's broadly the same. It's under 10%. It ranges from 5 to 10%. So majority of offenders actually go scot-free. But it does send a good message that regardless of who you are, what your status is, you will be caught. And probably because this case had a lot of media glare, that there was a conviction. Had it not been so much in the media, I doubt if a judgment would have come at all, and if the perpetrator would not have gotten scot-free.
So Dushyant, 2 things. One, is it 10 years? It took 13 years. Should we still celebrate? Because people saw it was a glass full, glass empty situation. Some people said it's still the victory of justice. Others said, well, it's 13 years too late. The victims didn't care.
I think it's in fact premature to even pin it to 13 years because there are several stages of appeal still left. So by the
So it
time
could take
all
much
the
longer.
stages of appeals are over, you don't know how much time will it take. So yes, but definitely 13 years is too long a time for a trial, and it should have happened much earlier.
Much earlier.
Absolutely.
And the fact that at the end of it, 10%, so this is part of the 10% that did get conviction. What perhaps worked for the prosecutors, do you think?
The judgment isn't out yet, so it's going to be difficult to comment on that. But I think it was a pretty open and shut case, even though there was a lot of attempts to delay it. He was drunk, that much was established. They tried to, lie about the fact that he wasn't the one who was driving. But ultimately, the defense only had one witness, and the prosecution initially had around 60 witnesses, several of whom were dropped. And the person who filed the FIR was in fact his own police bodyguard.
That's right.
Yeah, who died a few years later out of tuberculosis. He was not given any witness protection. Of course, there were separate issues, but yeah.
No, so I just wanted to also introduce one other person. We have in the audience Uma Patwal, who's a teacher in DPS. She joins us here. She lost her husband in a road accident. Uma, I don't know, I don't think your husband, you are not sure whether the person who hit and killed your husband, whether he was under the influence of alcohol or not, because the case hasn't moved at all and things like that. But when you hear of a conviction like this, what comes to your mind? Do you feel satisfied? Well, at least if Salman Khan can be convicted, there's hope for me.
Actually, ma'am, can I speak in English?
Of course you can. Yes, sir. आप बोलिए.
मैम काफ़ी टाइम हो गया इस बात को, 1 साल से ऊपर हो चुका है. किसी की तरफ से कोई हेल्प नहीं मिली है, कुछ नहीं है. बट थोड़ा होप था कि यहाँ आए हैं. तो लास्ट टाइम भी आपने बुलाया था हमें NDTV ऑफिस में, तो कुछ होप था कि कुछ होगा हमारे लिए, कुछ हेल्प होगा. बट देयर इज नो हेल्प फ्रॉम
अभी स्टेटस क्या है आपके केस का?
मैम नथिंग, क्लोज्ड हो चुका हमारा केस विदाउट एनी हेल्प, क्लोज्ड.
और कोई गिरफ्तार भी नहीं हुआ? कुछ भी
मैम
नहीं हुआ?
ये तो बहुत दूर
कोई
की
पकड़ा
बात
भी
है. नहीं मैम, ये तो बहुत दूर की बात है पकड़ने की तो, लेकिन बस क्लोज हो चुका है कि नथिंग, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ है बस.
तब उस समय जब हुआ था तब पुलिस वालों ने कहा था कि जिन्होंने किया था ये रोड एक्सीडेंट, हिट एंड रेन जैसे ये हुआ था, कि शायद उन्होंने अल्कोहल पी रखी थी, ऐसा कुछ?
नहीं, किसने?
पुलिस वालों ने. तब इन्वेस्टिगेशन से ऐसा कुछ आया था या फिर वो भी नहीं मालूम?
एक्चुअली कुछ पता ही नहीं चला. ट्रक वाला हिट एंड रन का केस था, दिल्ली से आ रहा था ट्रक, वो हिट करके चला गया. किसी ने देखा ही नहीं उस ट्रक को कि तो
देखा तो और तो थे वहाँ पे, लेकिन
किसी ने हेल्प नहीं किया. तो नहीं
सुबह का
बोलेंगे कि
टाइम
किसी ने देखा ही नहीं है.
तो जब आप सलमान खान की कन्विक्शन की बात सुनते हैं तो आपको लगता है कि बस ये तो लकी है, इनका हो गया, तो हमारा इससे हमें इसका कोई प्रभाव नहीं पड़ेगा?
मैम यही मैम.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, there are 3 issues here. The first issue is actually prevention of the accident itself from taking place, and the deterrents are not enough. We have a fractured legal system. There isn't enough availability of enforcement material. Policemen are untrained. Traffic duty is the last priority for most law enforcers. So prevention is the problem. After the crash takes place, investigation is almost always shoddy.
As we can see in Uma's
absolutely,
case, yeah.
Absolutely. The investigating officer who arrives has not been trained in how to actually investigate a road accident. They come with a blank sheet of paper and start building a case against a bigger vehicle, rather than actually investigating what really happened. So they take the simpler path away. The next thing is that actually when it comes to booking the case, majority of cases where a death occurs is booked under 304A, which essentially is death due to negligence, where the maximum punishment is 2 years.
Yeah.
Supreme Court has clearly said that, especially in Arresto Pereira case also, is that cases where death is caused because of drunk driving must be registered under 304 Part 2, under which the Salman Khan case was registered. But majority of cases are not registered under that harsher section.
Well, these are really important things that you're pointing out, and perhaps they should be highlighted most. That's what happened in Salman Khan's case. What happens in the other cases? Dr. Kiran Bedi, I know you are with us now. We saw a series of tweets and you seemed you were hailing this whole judgment as something that will change things, that will be an example of how law catches up with you. Do you still feel that? Because some people have now got disappointed because they say that, because he is someone powerful, because he's famous, he also got the best lawyers and was able to come out at very quickly on bail.
Sunetra, just briefly tell me the question again, because I lost some in between. Just briefly. Yes? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just wanted to...
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Can you hear me? Go ahead.
Okay, what's briefly your question, Sunetra?
Just wanted to ask you whether you still feel, despite his interim bail, that this case will be a deterrent for others.
Oh, 100%. 100%, and the fact is that it's taken it to 5 years. So there is a very strong message with these VIP cars, fast cars, big cars, and regular visitors to the, you see, it's networking or social networking at particular places where alcohol is an integral part of your evening celebration, I think is a very strong message. And Mumbai has been cracking down on these issues, and that's why you've had some celebrity convictions. But that's not the message in other cities yet. But yes, there is a very strong message, particularly when the punishment has been now 5 years and not 2 years, which would have been bailable straight away.
Okay. Now, Dushyant, I just wanted to bring that back to you as well. Many people, do you think, Dr. Bedi of course sounds very, very optimistic about that. I know a lot of you also want to, I'll just come to you. But do you think that that is something that if you are, yes, you do get justice in the end, but if you're powerful, then you can delay things a bit?
If you're powerful, you can delay things a bit. There has been no deterrence there, because he was able to delay things for 13 years until now, and he may be able
Does that happen with the, doesn't that happen with the other hit and run cases as well, because of what he's saying?
Criminal trial, or in fact any case in India, usually takes around 7 to 10 years, and it has, even though Salman Khan was able to push it a little further, and in fact it runs both ways. In high profile cases, since the media is analyzing every judgment, it's going to be talked about, there is some degree of pressure on the court to not delay it unnecessarily or without great reason, and even then it's still been 13 years.
It's still been 13 years. I know a lot of these students over here, there are a lot of fans of Salman Khan, and yet they're taking this. Yeah, what did you want to say?
Now I really want this is my question, that is it just about the message that the court wants to bring up to the citizens, or it is also about the victims? Victims don't want Salman Khan to go to the jail. They want the compensation. So I've been hearing this over the media that it'll be a message. So it is all about the message.
Okay, do you think the victims does the court take into account what the victims want, and should they have given compensation?
Criminal courts can impose fines, which I don't think this court has, since the judgment isn't out, but nobody's spoken about it. But there is a separate machinery for compensating victims, and that runs concurrently.
So they'll have to again appeal in different way. Okay, yeah, your question?
Actually, we all respect the court, what the court decision has been taken, but as being a Salman Khan, he is a wonderful person and an excellent person. 13 years is not sufficient for what he has done. And more of the cases are there which haven't finalized yet. But why Salman Khan is focusing right now? Because media has proved that, and first of all, he has been in court in every hour when he has been called.
Okay, well, is that true or not? We'll ask Dushyant and ask Piyush to weigh in on that, but we'll take a short break. More questions, lots of people with also a lot of Salman fans, as I said, in the audience, so we'll just take that in just a short bit. Stay with us.